All around the world, people eat bread. They do so because it's tasty, nourishing, and inexpensive. They even make songs, poems, and works of art dedicated to it. People love their bread. Therefore, we at Sveba-Dahlen are proud to be able to create ovens, provers, dough mixers, and all the other accessories that are needed in order to make bread. When using them, you should feel just as proud. However, in order to bake bread, pizza, and all other kinds of tasty baked goods, you need energy, and energy costs money. We at Sveba-Dahlen have decided to make the world's bakeries more energy efficient than ever before. Why should you bakers waste money on energy when you don't have to? It is not good for you or the environment. This is our great challenge, the Sveba-Dahlen Energy Saving Challenge. We have already started our journey with our game-changing EcoPlus technology. It entails more efficient hardware and construction, sustainable and recyclable materials, and finally, software developed to minimize energy consumption. EcoPlus is very advanced technology, so it must be difficult to use, right? No, not at all actually. The ovens are easily operated through our interface, the SD Touch. The SD Touch, you can save recipes, choose detailed settings for fan speed and steam, set a weekly schedule, or even upload recipes via a USB and connect to the internet. The SD Touch also has an energy saving mode, giving you even more to gain. Now we will show you how easy it is to bake bread when using the SD Touch. Let us first learn how to switch the oven on and off. To switch on, press the Sveba-Dahlen logo and you are good to go. Switching off is just as easy. Just touch the same spot again. Of course you can set an oven with SD Touch manually. The only difference is that it's much easier than usual. Start by pressing Manual Baking. You are now in the menu for Manual Baking. Whenever you feel like returning to the Start menu, just press the Sveba-Dahlen logo on the top. First, you need to set the temperature. In order to do so, use the yellow plus and minus symbols. As you can see, the yellow temperature display is changing. This is the oven's preferred set point. Above this, you find a red temperature display. This is the actual temperature of the oven. For greater changes in temperature, press the yellow temperature display. A keypad is shown and you can now set your preferred temperature with ease. When finished, press OK. After a brief period of time, the oven will have heated to your preferred temperature. The two displays will now show the same temperature. It is now time to set the baking time. Also, this is a walk in the park. You can either use plus or minus, or the keypad followed by OK. Sometimes you want to use steam when baking. The steam time is adjusted using the plus or minus symbols, or the keypad followed by OK. During baking, the steam symbol will remain lit during the set steam time, which will be counting down simultaneously 1 second at a time. When the oven door is open and the rack symbol is lit up, you can rotate the rack to the right or the left by pressing one of the two arrows on each side of it. You might want to try operating the damper as well. It is easily accomplished via the damper symbols, open damper or closed damper. During the whole process, you are constantly able to monitor an overview of your recipe via the graphs at the top. Here, you're able to follow a timeline showing the total baking time. The temperature set gives a colored graph which shows the temperature during the baking process. For each steam activity, a marker is shown on the steam graph. Every time the damper is open, a damper symbol will flare up on the damper graph. Now you're ready to start baking. To do so, press Start. The baking time starts its countdown, and any steam used will be added. You can also see the steam time counting down. The Start field now switches to display Cancel, which means that you can cancel baking ahead of schedule if you wish. During the baking, you're able to extrapolate your baking program by adding steam through prolonged steam time. The damper can be opened and closed during baking, and the temperature may be adjusted. When the baking time has counted down to 0, the baking is finished and you will hear an audible signal. Press Baking Complete, followed by Finish Bake. You're now able to save your baking as a recipe by pressing R+. You can now see Press to Name. Press and a keypad will show. Using the keypad, you're able to name your recipe. Save it by pressing Save Recipe, followed by OK. Your baking is now saved, including all the adjustments made during the baking. A piece of cake. Using the SD Touch, you're able to save up to 30% or more in energy cost via energy optimizations. Furthermore, you're able to save your own energy by creating and saving recipes. This is done both easily and efficient using the SD Touch. To create a recipe, simply press Create Recipes in Start menu. Whenever you wish to return to the Start menu, simply press the Sveba-Dahlen logo up top. Let's start by naming our recipe. Press to Name, and then enter preferred recipe name, followed by OK. Perhaps you like to add a nice image with your recipe. In that case, press this symbol. You will now see an image library. Choose Preferred Image and press OK. It is now time to set baking time and temperature for our recipe. To set temperature, press the Temperature field and set Preferred Temperature, followed by OK. With the SD Touch, you're able to set up to 8 different temperatures for one baking session. We call them temperature steps. Press the field to the right of Set Temperature to choose for how long you want that temperature step to last. Then press OK. To add a second temperature step, press New. A new step will now show as a new field with a number showing its number. Just as temperature step 1, you set preferred temperature and time followed by OK. Should you wish to delete or edit one of the steps, you simply press Preferred Step. Edit selected step. Or simply press Delete. Should you wish to add steam to your recipe, this is done here. On the left, you set the preferred steam time. This is input in seconds. Let's settle for 15 seconds this time. On the right, you set when you want the steam added to your baking. Should you want steam right from the start, you set this value to 0 minutes. Perhaps you'd like to have additional steam steps. This is done applying the same principle used with baking time and temperature. You can set up to 8 steam steps. Later, you're free to edit or delete this step in the same way as you did with baking time and temperature. After each steam phase, the oven fan will automatically pause a few seconds. You are able to control how long these pauses are by using the fan delay field. The set time will be used for all steam phases in your recipe. In order to also add damper openings to your recipe, press the damper time field. On the left, you set the time you want the damper to be open. On the right, you set when in the recipe you want the damper to open. You're able to add up to 8 damper openings to your recipe, applying the same principle as shown earlier. All steps can of course be edited or deleted using this menu. All our ovens are equipped with a so-called cake function. It's a unique SD touch method where the fans will pulse in order to make cakes and biscuits crisper and tastier than ever before. Should you not see the cake field, use the scroll function to browse the menu. Choose Cake Field. Set preferred percentage. In this scenario, the cake function will be activated 55% of the baking time. Should you wish to bake without the cake function, simply choose 0%. Another option is to stick rotation speed regulation. This provides a more even and tastier bake. In order to achieve a change in rack rotation speed for your recipe, press the rack rotation field. On the left, you can quickly set the rack rotation speed. The standard setting is 100%. The fastest setting is 140%, whereas the lowest is 35%. You're also able to add changes in rack rotation speed. The principle is the same as earlier. Press New, mark the step you just created, and set your preferred values. In the field on the right, you set the time for when in the recipe the change in speed should occur. Some of our ovens are equipped with fan speed regulation. This is a finesse setting for master bakers who need total control and overview in their baking. In order to achieve a change in fan speed in your recipe, you simply press the fan field. The principle used here is similar to the one used in rack rotation. On the left, you set desired fan rotation speed. The standard setting is 100%. The fastest setting is 140%, whereas the lowest is 80%. You're able to set multiple changes in fan speed. On the right, you set when in the recipe you want the change of speed to occur. In this scenario, the fan speed will increase to 90% after 8 minutes of the baking time. Well, now we're all set. To save your delicious recipe to the recipe bank, simply press Save Recipe. When you see this screen, you press OK. There, we're all done. Once you have created recipes to work with, baking with Sveba-Dahlen's energy-efficient ovens is both easier and faster. This comes as a direct result of our continued strive to always come up with the latest solutions in technology in order to make the everyday use of our ovens a walk in the park for our customers. Let's show you how to bake using a recipe in just 4 simple touches. From Start menu, select Recipe. If you have more than one recipe, you can scroll up and down with the number button. Select desired recipe and press Run. The recipe is now uploaded and the menu switches to Baking menu. Press Start when you're ready to go. And remember, you can easily make changes while the recipe is being run. You are also able to go directly to Recipe menu by pressing R if you are not on the Start menu. Naturally, you can delete and edit any recipe that you're not happy with using the SD Touch. First, select Recipe. Remember, if you ever wish to return to Start menu, just press the Sveba-Dahlen logo up top. Select a recipe. If you wish to delete it, press Delete Recipe tab followed by Yes. Your recipe is now deleted. Should you wish to change a recipe, select Preferred Recipe, press Edit. You are now redirected to the Create Recipe menu. Select the field you want to change and input desired change in value. When ready, press Save Recipe followed by Yes. When using the weekly schedule function on the SD Touch, you're able to optimize your work and at the same time make sure that your oven isn't running unnecessarily. Come along and we'll show you how. From the Start menu, press Schedule. Here, you're able to view all 7 days of the week. For every day, there's a start time, a temperature, and a stop time. To set a specific day, press Start Time. After that, you set the time that you want the oven to start in hours and minutes. We also set the temperature. And in the following field, the stop time. If no stop time is set, the oven needs to be switched off manually. If you want a specific day temporarily deactivated, simply press the button for that day and it grays out. When a time is set in weekly schedule, the schedule will be lit up in the start menu to call the user's attention to the fact that the weekly schedule is activated. The advanced software behind SD Touch makes sure that the oven consumes a minimal amount of energy when it's not being used. When in energy saving mode, the lights in the oven shuts down and the damper closes to preserve the heat. The temperature will eventually fall to a standby level, and if fan speed control is available, the fans will switch to low speed. Simultaneously, a screensaver will start on the SD touchscreen. This is yet another function of the SD Touch designed so that you don't have to waste money or energy unnecessarily. The energy saving mode deactivates as soon as the panel is touched. Now we will show you how you're able to create higher profitability using the energy saving mode with SD Touch. Start by pressing Service menu found in the Start menu. Input your password followed by OK. Select the Energy tab. In Time Power Save, you determine how long the oven can remain unused before energy saving mode is enabled. If you so wish, this function can easily be disabled. In Power Reduction Temperature, you set the temperature you want the oven to fall to in energy saving mode. When you are finished with your settings, you press the Sveba-Dahlen logo to return to the Start menu. You have now energy optimized an oven that was energy efficient to begin with. Good job! There are several other ways to optimize your oven even more. Check your manual for more info. As a final step, we'd like to show you the energy graph function. First, press the light bulb symbol. Here you can see the energy consumption and cost per day. If you prefer to view the consumption per week or per month, that is just as easy. To be able to monitor your own energy consumption like this is indeed a formidable tool to have if you want to increase your profitability. Still, you have already come a long way by investing in an oven from Sveba-Dahlen. With the EcoPlus technology from Sveba-Dahlen, you get the same sterling results as always, but with less energy consumed. That way, you save money and help the environment at the same time. Goodbye from us at Sveba-Dahlen, the baker's best friend.